Steelcityjazzfest organizer Chris Ferguson says he was inspired by a trip to Detroit to help fill the jazz void in Hamilton.
I got the first inspiration for the festival when I went to the Detroit Jazz Festival in 2012, and I went with my girlfriend Emily. And the Detroit Jazz Festival is this kind of amazing festival. It's all free, it's all outdoor, so you're right downtown Detroit, and they got stages set up, and it's just really exciting, a fun time. You get to see a lot of big, huge names in jazz for free. So I had a great time there, and it kind of got me thinking, well, why isn't there a jazz festival in Hamilton? Because it seems like every other little town has a jazz festival. You know, I grew up in Oakville. There's an Oakville Jazz Festival. There's jazz festivals all over, but not in Hamilton. And so I kind of got to thinking, well, you know, maybe that's something that I could put together.
The Steelcityjazzfest offers more than just one style of jazz.
Well, I don't know what other people think of when they hear jazz. They might think of kind of straight ahead jazz, maybe with a singer, kind of cocktaily music. But jazz covers like a million different styles. And I don't pretend that we cover everything at the festival, but I think we cover a good number. So, I mean, we certainly have singers. We have the kind of straight ahead, quartet combo jazz. We also have big bands. Opening the festival is the Hamilton Dixieland All-Stars. It's kind of that old style New Orleans party band jazz. And on Wednesday the 22nd, we have a show at Christchurch Cathedral, which is featuring kind of like a free jazz duo of Mike Gennaro and Colin Fisher, so it's drums and saxophone. And I mean, that sounds totally different than the Dixieland All-Stars, and they're from like vastly different eras of jazz, but they all get kind of lumped under this, very broad heading jazz. We've got a fantastic drummer named Carlos Rodriguez who's playing a show with, it's a quintet, and he plays kind of Latin jazz, and he's really knowledgeable about Latin American music and kind of its fusion with jazz. So yeah, we're all over the place, and hopefully there's something there for everyone.
Ferguson said he paid particular attention to the Hamilton music community when arranging the festival's lineup.
All the artists have some connection to Hamilton, so a lot of them live and work in Hamilton, but some of them, maybe now live in Toronto, but either went to school in Hamilton or grew up in Hamilton. So one of the first things I look for is that connection, because I really want the Steel City Jazz Festival to promote the Hamilton jazz community and to introduce people to that community.
The second annual Steelcityjazzfest kicks off on October 15th at Artward Art Bar.
There will be tickets available at the door for all of the shows. If you want to reserve tickets in advance, you can email the venues, or you can email me at steelcityjazzfestival@gmail.com. And just say, how many tickets you'd like to reserve and for what night, and we'll make sure that you're on kind of the reservation list.
According to Ferguson, a jazz concert stands out because of the improvisation and communication between the musicians.
Maybe more so than other types of music, jazz is something that is really best appreciated live. So you might go see a rock band and they'll play their songs, and maybe they change the arrangement a little bit to like make it a bit more exciting live, but it's a lot of the time, more or less, it's the same structure of the song that you hear on the record. Whereas jazz, it might be the same structure, but the whole idea is that it's improvised, right? And so it's going to be different every single time that it's played. As an audience member, I feel very involved in the performance. You're listening to what each player is doing and how they're communicating together, and it's something that I find really engaging, and I hope other people do too.
For Ignite News, I'm Kareem Mosna.